you need to really stick with anything new for 4 to 6 weeks before it becomes integrated into your daily life.
Habit.
And
that's right.
Just part of your habit. And you mentioned earlier integrating it into your life. I think if it's something you enjoy and you have fun with, there's a lot better chance that you're going to stick with it, right?
You're quite right. And on that note, because the research does say how it does take you some time before it becomes part of your life, but you can also have a relapse. And because you are making changes in your lifestyle and going through this behavior change, right, of thinking about doing it and then moving towards making a plan to do it and then actually doing it. And it's very easy to sort of fall off the wagon there, because maybe I started walking a little bit each day, and now the weather is miserable, and then the snow comes and it rains and I don't get out for weeks, so I've sort of broken that habit. And that's okay, because it's better just to try it and get back and do it again than just the fact that you've had to stop or you change your eating habits. It's okay to fall off and get back on and do it again. And people need to know that that's all right, that people do fall off and just
that's right. We're human, and,
that's right.
There will be
things happen in life.
There'll be times that come up, even if it's not bad weather. It's that you're away on vacation, or you're at your daughter's wedding, or whatever it is. Something will always conspire against you being able to do some of those things. But maybe it's getting back on, as you say, Patty. But I wonder if another part of it might be just always having a backup plan. I remember when my father still lived in his own home, if the weather was really bad, he would go down to his basement and just walk back and forth in the basement. So he was always doing something physically active, even if it wasn't what he had intended to do.
Right. Yeah, and that's a great suggestion, because if something doesn't, if I can't do something, is there something else I've got sort of as that backup as to what I can do? And the idea too, because living in Canada, the weather is very questionable anyways. To think that I'm going to go walk outside every day, that's just possibly not going to happen. Particularly, I know, as we age. And the ice is out there, and you get scared about why you don't want to go out and fall. There's many reasons why things can't happen. So the idea of, oh, I can't do that today, but I can do something else, is a very good suggestion to try and keep that success happening.
I hear a lot about mall walking programs, for example. So it seems to me that walking in malls is unless the weather's too bad to drive or to get to the mall, it's a pretty good suggestion for our Canadian winters, at least when we have them. I think we've missed, sometimes we don't get as severe winters as others.
But even so, just when the weather is bad and you don't want to be outside.
You don't want to go out.
And you're quite right, that's a very simple thing, that there is minimal cost. Well, there's no cost, you need to have your pair of shoes. And you can leisurely stroll just to start walking. What we would suggest, if you're looking at actually wanting to reap some health benefits from it, once you start to walk, is that when we talk about the intensity of exercise, or pardon me, physical activity for someone to reap some of the health benefits, we like to have them think about if they're late for an appointment. They need to walk briskly like they're late for an appointment, so that they could feel that their heart rate is elevated slightly. They can still talk. Maybe they can't sing, but they can still talk. They're not out of breath, but they can feel warm, so they know their heart is working a little bit harder, but not too hard. So if they can keep that in their mind, I know when I go for a walk each day, I walk my dog, and we walk, so I am walking because that's my activity for the day, and I'm walking like I'm late for that appointment that I have to get to, and so I'm, and then I know that I'm working hard enough that I'm going to reap some health benefits from it. So it's a very simple way to measure it without having to be, checking things and that, and you don't have to worry about it. And if you're doing any more than that, if you really want to get involved in some structured activities and exercise that is a little more formal, then they might want to check with the doctor first. But if they're just going to start to do some simple walking, then they can just go and do that.